We are excited about building this Dallas Cowboy team right here before your fans' eyes today.
Hey everyone, welcome to AT&T Uverse Sports, where we bring you some of the best sports stories happening right here on AT&T Uverse. I'm Rossi Morielli. Today, we're checking out one of the most popular teams in all of sports, the Dallas Cowboys. We're going behind the scenes of America's team at training camp as they prepare to play in the toughest league in the world, the NFL. So let's head to Oxnard, California, and meet the Cowboys.
Bringing heat today.
How we doing, guys? Good. As a coaching staff, we feel like a rigorous training camp helps your football team get ready for the challenge of the season.
We're going to challenge people. It's going to be the same defense, but we're going to play it better. Keep the same intensity. Thought we played hard last year. We weren't very effective. We made too many mistakes, and we're looking to correct that this season.
This is football 24/7. You know, this is eat, sleep, drink, breathe football for 3 weeks and get ready to go play a season.
It's really just about honing fundamentals, techniques, learning the schemes, and it's a full process, you know, here involved in training camp.
The players hear me say this over and over and over again. The NFL is hard. It's a challenge, and the teams and the people who are most mentally tough to handle the adversities of the season are the ones that are going to survive.
We're in Oxnard, California at Cowboys camp opening up. We're excited. We just got through our first walkthrough, have our first practice this afternoon. Everybody's ready to go.
Obviously, when you're talking about the Dallas Cowboys defense, you're talking about DeMarcus Ware, who is probably the best pass rusher in the NFL. And from there, Sean Lee, in his third year, is the quarterback of that defense. And he's a smart kid. He's got those leadership qualities. He'll do well for the Cowboys.
John Lee's our proven leader. He works harder than any player on this team and any player in the league, I feel. And he's going to just reap the rewards this season.
You know, we've built a foundation in OTAs and minicamp. Now it's time to build on that. It's perfecting techniques. It's perfecting defenses. It's having a sense of urgency every day. It's having a level of focus where we can improve every single day.
DeMarcus Ware is a 6-time All-Pro player. He'll be the fastest guy to get to 100 sacks in NFL history, and he's just an outstanding player.
I always work on, rushing the passer. I mean, that's what I do. You can never get, too good at that. And, sort of creating a little bit more havoc with forced fumbles. That's what our defense is doing, trying to get a lot more turnovers. So that's what we're keying on this training camp.
Man, I don't know what's better than Superman, but it's DeMarcus Ware.
The Dallas defense should be known for playing together and executing. That's what we're all about.
It's hard for a rookie to come in this league and play any position.
Morris Claiborne's a young corner, a lot of talent, that's really trying to feel his way through this thing right now. And, he's got a lot of work to do to get ready to play opening day, but hopefully he puts that work in. I push him to put that work in, and opening day, he's ready to go.
Stay on top. Stay on top. Nice.
It was very exciting to be out with the rookies, guys that you've been watching for a while now, and you're actually going up against them or playing on side of them.
Morris is a young player. He has a lot to learn, but all the things that we liked about him coming out, you start to see really on a daily basis. And he's trying to understand, first and foremost, the scheme and what we're asking him to do, and then maybe more than that, the technique of how to play at this level.
Mo's a smart guy, and he's got great talent, so he's right up in there battling, and we're hoping and knowing he's going to be successful.
The speeds are totally different. I mean, they're totally different, and the pressure is on. I mean, and in college you have second chances, and out here you don't have too many chances to get it right.
You certainly see flashes of him doing things really, really well. You see the instincts, you see the athletic ability, but at the same time he has to learn with every rep he gets.
I try to talk to all the guys, from DeMarcus to Sean, try to get their insight on everything.
I take all the guys up on my wing. Yeah, anybody that wants help, I help them.
I think they fit in perfectly with the character of our defense, and now it's time to build and mesh together.
You got to take it to another level no matter what you're doing. I mean, even if it's walk through without the pads, I mean, you see everything is still fast, everything is still, you got to pick it up. You can't make no mistakes out here, so.
he puts that work in. I push him to put that work in, and opening day, he's ready to go.
I knew they was going to probably put me in that fire early, so I'm just trying to get better each and every day and take on that challenge.
You're only as strong as your weakest link. We can't afford to have any weak links this year. You have to jump in and play as a starter. And how do you do that? You have to know your assignments. I mean, we're working those guys as hard as we can work them to be prepared.
The best players I've been around throughout my career were working on the technical stuff until they stood up at a podium like this and said, I'm done playing. But there are a lot of areas where you can just continue to work and refine and try to get better at, and that's what we try to do as coaches with all of our players.
The talent is so high in the NFL, the competition is so high that you have to work on your craft every single day and try to perfect it. If not, you're not going to be a great player.
I went in training camp, a lot of the mistakes that we had, when we first came in, a lot of those are eliminated now. We just keening on the little technique thing, so our team is progressing really well.
Good day of practice. See some good plays from myself.
I think when you look at our defense, I don't know if you'll get it from one guy. I hope we're a group, and I think we'll be a group that everybody fights and competes and everybody makes plays, and that's what we're trying to get to.
A long day. Right now I got dinner and meetings, and I will get out of meetings about 10, and I'm going to bed.
Welcome back to AT&T Uverse Sports. I'm Rossi Morielli. Even in California, the Cowboys faithful come out in droves to support their favorite team. So let's head back to camp and meet some of these hardcore fans and check in on the team's practice.
Another day in the playground.
We're in Oxnard, California, right near the beach, watching the Dallas Cowboys opening day of training camp. It's our first year coming here. We're big Dallas fans. They're brainwashed since birth.
Oh, yeah, I love the Cowboys. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you.
I've been a Cowboys fan for over 30 years.
I'm a huge Dallas Cowboys fan.
I've been waiting for this all year. I've been waiting for this day.
Not every day you get to see, your favorite team practicing.
My favorite player is Miles Austin because he's great on the field and he looks good. He's cute.
It's a historic franchise that touched so many people. You can see how many people are out here.
This is the best place in the world. This is my Disneyland right now, man.
I love the Dallas Cowboys and I'm so excited to be here.
Just fans crowding in, fans lining up hours before just to get into practice.
It's a circus-like atmosphere. It's the Dallas Cowboys. When you get out here to Oxnard, you see these facilities, it is amazing. And the fact that 5,000 people were at practice watching a walkthrough is amazing.
Very excited. Been up since 3 this morning.
Nothing like Cowboys fans, man. Being America's team, it's a great feeling. They're excited, anxious to see us, and we obviously appreciate all their support. And through and through, they bleed blue.
We are excited about building this Dallas Cowboy team right here before your fans' eyes today.
Jerry, I love you, man.
I can't imagine an owner being more passionate than Jerry Jones about his organization. It's a pleasure to come in every day and work for a guy who you know is working as hard as you are. Maybe not tackling, but he's working as hard as you are.
Great to be with you. Let's have a big time in training camp. Let's put a team together that can win it. Thank you, guys.
It's a great franchise to play for. It's a ton of fun, and all of us are blessed to play for them. And I think we need to take advantage of that every day, and I think we are.
I mean, it's typical Cowboy fans. Why you come to play here. It's an honor to play here and an honor to coach here.
They nice. They cheering us on.
Best fans in the world, America's team.
Oh, they're great, man. They're everywhere.
You have this following. You don't have it anywhere else. And this really is impressive. And it's what you expect from the, first-class organization like the Cowboys.
The Cowboys will go as far as their defense will take them this season. I mean, they put up prolific numbers last year. Teams that go to the playoffs and win Super Bowls every year, they have good offenses, but they have great defenses.
One of the things you learn as a player in this league early on is that there are a lot of people watching you. You're constantly evaluating players really in everything that they do. How they handle themselves in a meeting, how they handle themselves in a walkthrough, certainly how they produce in practice, how quickly they learn, how they handle different adversities, how they handle success.
Our goal is to have a great day 2, get some productive work down, cut the mental mistakes, keep gelling as a defense, keep gelling as an offense, keep clicking on and firing on all cylinders, and after that, prepare for day 3.
They help us out. They're here to help us, and we are here to compete. And, it feels good to be around some veterans. I've been watching them since I was in high school,
When I was little, I grew up watching Emmett and Michael Irvin and Troy Aikman and all them, Deion Sanders.
Coming out here to be able to sign stuff for the fans and work really hard for them.
It's amazing. It's something you dream about as a kid. Playing in the NFL and then playing for the Dallas Cowboys. It's a dream come true.
Blessed and excited to be able to be a Cowboy and play and we'll try to win the Super Bowl.
Great to be a Cowboy.
The Cowboys have a ton of talent, but it's not about the individual talent. It's about people coming together and the camaraderie and molding that talent into a successful, cohesive unit.
We're getting ready for, what is going to be a really tough season. We got a really tough schedule. We got a lot of work to do. Got to get a lot of guys integrated into our new system. I'm one of those guys, and, we're excited to be here.
It starts here, and it's a great feeling, a lot of work. It's a grind. It's not easy, but along the way, we're going to have adversity, and I think we can stick together and be successful.
What I see is a team that seems very, very focused. I think they get the message. This is all business. It's with a sense of urgency, a sense of purpose.
There's a lot of great things that they've done in the past that we're trying to bring back right now. We want to get back to the Cowboys of the past, but with a new identity.
Well, we're going to win that 6th ring. We're bringing it home this year.
Today's our first day to actually put on the pads, and that's when tempers get a little shorter, it gets a lot more physical, and real football starts.
Knock the rust off, get used to some contact, throw the shoulders into people. It'll be fun.
Hey everyone, you're watching AT&T Uverse Sports. I'm Rossi Morielli. Let's head back to the Dallas Cowboys training camp, where America's team is preparing for the upcoming season and hoping that this is the year that they can head back to the Super Bowl.
Beautiful out here, ready to go to work.
Fortunately, we have a lot of leaders on this team that we as coaches can say, watch that guy, watch how he conducts himself and everything that he does. Those are the most valuable things that a young player can learn.
It all starts with the quarterback. In my opinion, we have an excellent quarterback in Tony. He's been in the system for several years now. He's got a group of veteran receivers with Miles and Dez out there. Got a great security blanket and Witten at the tight end position, but we feel like we're going to be able to run the ball a lot more effectively this year as well.
He's one of the great leaders of our team. Think the world of him, and as he goes, so shall we.
For me, it's fun. I know it sounds silly, but I'm a quarterback, so I'm not hitting like all these other guys. So for me, it's like going to camp as a kid.
Dallas Cowboy fans are tough on quarterbacks, and when you've got the list of Staubach and Aikman and all the greats that this franchise has had, then it comes to the territory.
Miles Austin, great player, Pro Bowl player, really the leader of our group with the wide receivers.
Trying to build an identity as an offense, as a team. And, that comes with passion. We got to play with passion. We got to play with emotion, enthusiasm. We got to take care of the ball. We got to attack. We got to be relentless. We still have a long way to go, but you're trying to lay that foundation right now.
Leadership is a great opportunity, and I take it a privilege to be a captain the last 5 years here for this organization. I think more than anything, your actions speak louder than your words when you're out here on the field. You show them how to get it done.
You know what you're going to get with Jason Witten. Jason Witten's been here a long time. He's been one of the best tight ends in the history of the NFL.
We believe in balance on offense. We believe in being a physical football team, running the football, and DeMarco's going to be a big part of that.
The key is obviously going to be able to run the ball effectively to set up the pass.
Very, very high standard for myself playing. I love this game, and I'm going to try to do anything and everything to do to help this team out.
Dez is phenomenal talent, and I think that he is on a constant curve of maturing, but he has had a phenomenal spring. Tony loves him, and he's a dynamic playmaker, so I think that you'll see him get nothing but better.
I really expect him to have a big, big year for us. He's worked extremely hard, has got himself in great shape, and we're expecting a lot out of him.
Today's our first day to actually put on the pads and now see what the big guys can do, and that's when tempers get a little shorter, it gets a lot more physical, and real football starts.
We're trying to create competitive situations in everything that we do. Every time we snap the ball, we want it to be competitive. We want guys to understand they got to get after each other.
You point out guys on the bubble. I mean, you look at that receiving core, and aside from Miles Austin and Des Bryant, you know, that receiving core, you know, needs some solidifying.
Salim Hakeem got speed like nobody out here. He's a little raw.
Mentally, he's not quite there yet, but, you know, he's a very young player, but he has a ton of speed and a ton of ability.
But his speed is phenomenal. This guy looks like he was shot out of a rocket.
And today I messed up on a couple routes. Got to stay focused, got to listen to the plays. Each time we get in our room, we in that playbook. Come out here the next day and just be ready.
Cole Beasley's doing a good job. Young kid from SMU, quick, fast, smart, very, very competitive guy. You know, the only thing he lacks is size, but you can't tell him that because he's very, very competitive.
And I was undrafted, and I'm just looking to find a spot any way I can to get on this field. Hardest part is just adapting into a pro-style offense. You know, I got to play a little bit more outside, and then you're playing a lot more special teams than I'm used to.
He is a long shot, but this training camp does give a guy like Cole Beasley an opportunity.
And if they can come out there and get some attention in every practice, it makes it hard to ignore them. And a guy like Cole Beasley suddenly sees his stock start to go up.
It's a great opportunity for all of us to get a good experience in life, just being here and practicing with some of the best in the world.
Well, I'm going to keep working hard, keep listening to coaches, come out here every day and do my best.
I think realistically there are a number of guys who we think are going to be starting players for us, and I think you could name them too. But there are some other spots where it's absolutely competitive.
We have 96 players in camp this year, which is bigger than we've had in years past. Now the competition and the preseason games are going to tell the story on a lot of guys, but there's people fighting for jobs, because it will get cut down from 96 to 53. So it's a very, very competitive situation when you have these kind of numbers.
Jason Garrett made the comment during OTAs and even during the first 3 days of practice back at Valley Ranch, because these guys need to come out and they need to make some kind of wow play in every practice, something that reminds the coaches that they're out here.
You do get released, there's a chance to come back on the practice squad. There are injuries that happen, you want to bring guys back. So just because they don't make it this year doesn't mean that their career's over with the Cowboys.
From the time you wake up in the morning until your head finally hits that pillow really late at night, and especially for the coaches, all you're doing is football, getting ready to play, developing your team, creating a mentality, creating discipline, and an attitude that we're going to go out and win the world championship.
It's going to be a very competitive schedule that we play, but we're confident in our ability, and we're not going to talk too much about it. We're just going to try to let our play speak for ourselves.
As a Cowboy fan, you expect the Super Bowl. You expect the Super Bowl.
I think we can play with any football team in the NFL. The key is doing it every single week and being consistent.
Because we have all the pieces. We got great coaching staff, great strength and conditioning staff, great training room staff. Now we just put that all together and become one unit, and, I mean, the sky's the limit for us.
The ultimate goal is hold that Lombardi trophy at the end, be Super Bowl champs in New Orleans, Louisiana.
That's it for this episode of AT&T Uverse Sports. Finally, football is back. I hope you guys have enjoyed our inside look at the Dallas Cowboys. And remember, you can check out all the action from the 2012 NFL football season right here on AT&T Uverse. Enjoy the games. Until next time, I'm Rossi Morielli. Thanks for watching.